Hello, everyone. This is Ian here at the Rams Up Podcast Network, and today in Orchestrated Rams, we'll be breaking down Rams versus Cardinals Week 2. And man, oh man, this game was not good for the Los Angeles Rams. A lot of bad, not much good, and we're going to go through that right now for you. And here we are, first most impactful play of the game in my eyes. Quarter one, 11 minutes, 9 seconds left, 2nd and 8 situation. The Cardinals are going to be throwing the ball here. And what are they going to be doing? Well, they'll be having Harrison run a post. They'll be having this outside tight end running out. They'll have Connor, the running back, in the backfield running to the flats. They'll have the second tight end here at 3-point stance. He'll be running a window stop route. And what that is that you're running a stop, but you're just trying to find the area window, you could say, of where there's no defenders and just try to get open. So he's doing that. And then you have this bottom receiver tight end here running an in route. So that's what the offense is doing. Now, what is the defense doing? I believe they're running cover 6 here. And what is cover 6? It is basically two people are responsible for one side of the field, and then one person is responsible for the other side of the field deep. So if you split the field up into 4 different quarters, there's one guy responsible for one quarter, a second guy responsible for another quarter, and then another guy responsible for the entire other half deep. That is what cover 6 is. So, as I illustrated here, Durant at the bottom of the screen has deep of one quarter, Curl has deep of the other, Tre'Davious White here at the very top has deep of the other entire half, which makes it the cover 6. Then you have Quinn Lake, who I know is lined up deep right here at the moment, but he's actually going to be covering more things underneath. Then you have traditional linebackers covering their normal zones. You have both edge rushers, outside linebackers, not rushing. They're going to be dropping into coverage. And then you have a 3-man rush with everyone else attacking forward. So, what ends up happening here? Well, if we let this thing go here, and I'll do it in slow-mo so you can see exactly what happens. As we let the ball get snapped, boom, boom, boom. You see the route start to develop. All right. And then right here, you see exactly what I was talking about with the zone. So, you see Quinn Lake commit to the tight end running the out. Durant is bailing deep at the bottom to cover his quarter of deep. You have Curl a little bit further up having his quarter. And then in the circle right here, you see Tre'Davious White running with rookie Marvin Harrison to guard his half that he's responsible deep. But if we let this go here, Kyler Murray throws an absolute beautiful pass. Man, oh man, what a great catch and throw. And the coverage wasn't bad at all. It was just a fantastic throw, a fantastic catch. I know there are many people who argue that that shouldn't have been a catch, but all touchdowns are reviewed now in the modern NFL by replay, and it was confirmed to be an excellent catch and throw by Kyler to Marvin Harrison. Again, the coverage was not bad at all in this cover 6 that they were running. But at the end of the day, sometimes, just like Rams fans know, when Matthew Stafford makes an insane throw, you can't always guard a perfect throw and catch. And what an impactful play this was by the Arizona Cardinals and quarterback Kyler Murray. On this second most impactful play of the game in my eyes, still first quarter, 8 minutes, 57 seconds, and the Cardinals offense is in a 1st and 10 situation, and they decide to pass the ball here. And they end up doing a play action boot pass. So, as I get this illustration to show you, what's going on here is that Marvin Harrison is going to be running a deep crossing route. You have the tight end going to be running across the field to the flats. You're going to have Connor handling the play fake and then just kind of get open as like a little check down. You have the second tight end here. He's going to be running what we call a wheel route. So he's going to start, go across, and then go up the field. Then you have this third tight end. He's actually going to stay back and help pass block for Kyler Murray once Murray is, has his fake, and then he's going to roll out that way. Okay, so that's what's happening offensively. Defensively, they're in a run-stopping defensive formation. And why do I say that? Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive tackles, 2 outside linebacker edge rushers. You have Cam Curl, the safety, close to the line of scrimmage. And you also have, Troy Reeder, corners playing close, and then you have a safety a little bit closer than normal. But this formation on defense is trying to stop the run. Now, what are they running if it ends up being a pass? Well, I think it's cover 6, and the Rams like to run a ton of quarter-style coverages, and it's going to be Quinn Lake has his quarter of a half, Tre'Davious White has his quarter, and then Kobe Durant has an entire half. And then Reeder is going to help underneath. Quinn and Lake is also going to help underneath. And then they end up having Hoyt dropping for the short area, and so forth and so forth. So if we let this thing go here, though, and I'll get it in slow-mo for you guys to see how this thing develops. Ball is snapped. You see people dropping into coverage. You see the quarter, half concept going on. You see the play action boot. Kyler starts rolling out. Now here's where things get incredibly interesting. Quentin Lake sees that Harrison's getting open, right? But Cam Curl's also doing a good job of saying, hey, I see him getting open too. Now what ends up happening here is that you also see the tight end getting pretty dang open on that wheel route right here. And you also see Quentin Lake, the safety, pointing to White. As you can see his finger right there pointing upward. He's like, hey, get that side of your quarter. So Tre'Davious White is like, oh, you're right. Bails backwards to help. Quentin Lake gets his hips and everything turned around to say, oh, does he need help that way? But what ends up happening is Durant is also looking into the backfield, and Quinn Lake being that way, Tre'Davious White looking that way, you're leaving Cameron Curl, who's truly not responsible to cover deep on this play, I believe, having to run with Marvin Harrison on that deep crossing route. So as we let this thing go here, you see he's having to run deep, and by the time Quentin Lake gets his eyes and hips starting to turn around, it's pretty much already too late. Kyler's getting ready to throw it. Harrison's pretty open. Curl's just not fast enough to run with them. Durant is still not seeing what's going on completely yet. And then you have a big explosive play like this happen. Boom. Catch. Harrison too fast. Gets in the end zone. Boom. Great play at the wrong time for the Rams. And an awesome throw and catch again by Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison. As you can see there, communication was not in correct order. It just so happened to also be a good play to beat that cover 6 at the right moment. And when that happens, you get super explosive plays like this, and touchdowns are given up. Good execution by Murray and Harrison, and just some unlucky bad play by the Rams, and they just got exposed there completely. And on this third most impactful play of the game, we're still in the first quarter here. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left. Cardinals offense is in a 3rd and 5 situation and decide to pass the ball here with Harrison up top, running a streak or go route. You have running back running a little swing as a check down. You have this inside receiver here running a stop. You have this other inside slot receiver running an in route. And then you have this outside receiver here also running a streak or go route. And what is the Rams defense doing? Well, first, I think it's important to mention they're in their dime package. And dime packages are where you have 6 defensive backs on the field. So you sub out maybe a D lineman, a linebacker, and then you sub in some more DBs to help, defend the pass. You want faster, quicker guys. So as you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 DBs. You have Lake as the slot, and then you have John Johnson here circled as the 6th defensive back in this dime package, and he is the dime linebacker. And why is that the name? Well, because usually you have that 6 DB, the dime, lining up somewhere where a traditional linebacker would be. So that's why he is called the dime linebacker, and he is lined up there in that situation, John Johnson. So the Rams decide to run cover 2 out of this, where they have 2 people responsible deep. That is what the 2 stands for. And then you have everyone else running some type of coverage underneath that zone. All right. And as we let this thing go here, you'll see what ends up happening is, I'm going to give you a quick little slow-mo. Ball is snapped. See everyone dropping into coverage. Everyone does a pretty good job. And then you see right here in the circled area, rookie defensive tackle Braden Fisk is closing in on Kyler Murray, going to have a chance for some decent pressure and hopefully get the sack. But that ends up not being the case. You see there, Kyler's able to get enough outside. Braden cannot get the tackle. Kyler's still going up, trying to create a play. And then you see right here, man, oh man. 2 things happen. You see rookie DB Cameron Kitchens, 3rd round pick, seeing that Marvin Harrison is like waving open to Murray, like, hey, throw the ball to me. So he attacks Marvin Harrison, thinking, oh, the ball's going to get thrown there. You have Byron Young in the other circle here, trying to track down Kyler Murray as he escapes. As we let this thing go even a little bit more here, you see Marvin Harrison does an incredible job of getting Kitchens to bite. Marvin's like, well, I'm going to go the opposite way. And we'll let this thing go a little bit more. You'll see Byron cannot get the sack. He gets his hands up. And, oh, Kyler Murray sees Marvin Harrison. Ball is out. Harrison's like, I'm open. And then you have rookie safety Kitchens being like, oh my goodness. He's open behind me, isn't he? And the ball ends up getting completed. What a heads-up football play by Murray and Harrison. Scramble drill. Hey, you got to give props to where props is due on that. That's an incredible football play. But at the end of the day, Braden Fisk has to get the sack right there. Byron Young has to somehow get a sack there. And Kitchens, if he doesn't bite on that, then that's likely covered, and Murray probably throws that away. But as you can see there at the end of the clip, if I let this go one more time, you can see that defensive back coach for the Rams is telling Cameron Kitchens, hey, man, you got to stay deep on that as we let this thing go here. As you can see right here. As you can see right here in the circle, Aubrey Pleasant saying, hey, man, you got responsible deep. And when you don't have your responsibilities down, you're not too sure what's going on, you get things like this happening. And what an incredible play by Murray. But again, Rams had decent coverage, but they just could not get the pressure to hit home and get a sack on Kyler Murray. And this is what ends up happening if you don't get to him. Here we are, 4th most impactful play of the game. Finally into the second quarter, 13 minutes, 40 seconds left. 3rd and 5 situation, and the Cardinals are already up 14-0. Rams defense is trying to force this team to kick a field goal and help out their offense in somehow, some way, shape, or fashion, and Cardinals decide to pass it here. And what they end up deciding to do, we start at the bottom, we have an in route, we have a stop route here, a little stop window route. You have this inside receiver kind of doing like a fade go route, so he's going to more attack the outside. And then you also have this outside receiver doing a stop route with Connor staying back to help pass block. Now, what is happening defensively? Well, they end up here doing, I want to say, a combo coverage here. Combo coverage meaning one side of the field is doing one type of pass coverage, the other side is doing another. So, it is man-to-man here. Tre'Davious White Roseboom is man with the running back, and then you have everyone else playing a version of cover 2. So you have Durant covering deep. You have Johnson also covering deep, making it the cover 2, 2 people deep. And then you have Curl helping underneath, Reader covering underneath, and then you have everyone else also covering underneath, making it cover 2 on that side. And then again, man on the bottom on the other side, combo coverage. So if we let this thing go here, as you can see, boom, covered up pretty good. Pretty good. You can see right here, Tre'Davious White is running with his man. You see once the running back starts to get out, you see Roseboom start to attack and get forward there. Everyone else has pretty decent coverage underneath. Let this thing go a little more slow-mo. Boom, boom, boom. And the main key here is that Jared Verse and the pass rush just could not get Kyler Murray to the ground yet again. As we let this thing go even a little bit more here. Slow-mo. Should have had him. Couldn't get him right there. He escapes. Tries to buy time. Then you have Braden Fisk. Gets a shot. He can't bring him down there either. As we keep going more and more. Verse gets even a second shot to bring him down. Can't get him there. And then, guys, by the time Murray throws this ball, I mean, we're 8 seconds later after the ball is hiked. It does not matter if you are prime Jalen Ramsey. It does not matter if you're prime Aeneas Williams. Whoever you have in your Mount Rushmore of Rams DBs, no one can hold up 8+ seconds guarding a receiver. That is just way too long. And the pass rush just could not get enough pressure to make Murray throw it away. Not enough pressure to get him to fall down and get a sack. And this is what ends up happening. Pretty good coverage overall. Should have been a sack there. Should have been a sack there. Should have been another one there. But everyone's ramming on Tre'Davious White for having a rough day. Not many DBs in the entire NFL history for that matter, can cover somebody for 8 seconds. And this is what happens when you can't get home. You get Kyler Murray escaping and finding somebody open eventually. And what an incredibly impactful play here. They end up scoring 21-0, and the Rams are not looking good barely into the second quarter here. And here we are, the final most impactful play of the game in my eyes. Last play before halftime, 4th and goal, 5 seconds left of the second quarter. Rams are doing everything they can to get touchdown here before going into the half. And, to get positivity spewing and building up in them, being down 24-3, 24-10, much better situation going into the half. So they're trying to get that in. Forget the field goal. We're going for the touchdown on 4th and goal. So what do they end up deciding to do here? Well, we'll start at the top. You have a stop route by Robinson. You have a drag route by Johnson. You have an even shorter drag, but it ends up looking more like an in route by tight end Parkinson there. You have Kyren Williams swinging to the left as a check down. And then you have Cooper Kupp also doing a stop route to get open really fast. So what is the defense doing? Well, plain and simple, they're in man-to-man. You got man there, man here, man, man, and man, with one guy having zone and everyone else rushing underneath. So what ends up happening here is if we let this thing go, you'll see. I'll give it a little slow-mo real quick. Ball is snapped. 4th down. And then right here, what ends up happening is, man, oh man, you get the linebacker number 7 running into Budda Baker and Colby Parkinson, the tight end, as he is trying to be manned up with Kyren Williams, the running back. So you get that big collision going on. And what ends up happening is, gosh, you get Colby Parkinson, the tight end, as open as you could possibly hope for in the NFL, waving his arm up, I'm open, with Buda Baker right behind him thinking, oh crap. And for whatever reason, Stafford does not see him. To let this thing go here. It seems to me that he has already made up his mind that he is going to be throwing the corner route. As you can see here, he's already getting ready to load up. Throw to the corner of the end zone, on that deep drag route by Tyler Johnson. And we let this thing go here. The ball is sailed. Uncatchable. I know Johnson got pushed right before that, but because the ball was out of the end zone, it was not considered pass interference. And to me, what ends up happening here is because Stafford had been hit, sacked, pressured nonstop up until this point, your internal clock as a quarterback, the alarms are going off saying, uh-oh, I'm getting pressure in my face. I'm getting pressure. I got to get rid of this football now. So he gets rid of it probably earlier than he should have. But man, oh man, to have the tight end wide open right here, absolutely brutal to not convert there with him being open. And the main thing is like, gosh, it feels like Stafford was just a couple feet away from seeing it, but he's staring right here instead of noticing that Parkinson is open. And they get a big missed opportunity. They end up going into the half down 24-3. And by that point, the wheels came off. The fight was over pretty much. And the Cardinals just kept on rolling, and the Rams offense just kept on getting beat, making bad plays, couldn't block. And it was over at this point in the game.